Well, today's the day. Getting out for the old deer and bear hunt. I almost to my campground. 12 more minutes, but a beautiful reservoir over here next to gold medal waters. So between hunting activities, if I want to take a little break and chill out, got the fly rod and stuff, but being up for 10 days is the goal. I get to camp this afternoon, and once I get there, set the camper up, get situated, and then I will more than likely cruise up to where I want to try to get in and access the unit that I got my tags in. So put eyes on it. Pretty sure I can drive up 10 miles in, and then should be able to ride. I brought my mountain bike, ride maybe another 4 or 5 miles in, or hiking if it's not feasible, but I'd at least like to put boots on the ground up there and make sure it's a good virtual game plan. I scouted the unit out a little bit, but I've never got into the area that I plan on starting at. As a recommendation from the game warden out here. Said it was one of the areas. It's steep, but get up there, there's good mule deer up there. And then the whole bear situation will be more of a if the opportunity presents itself. Looking forward to it. Gonna get into camp here in about 10 minutes and get set up. Not too bad of a view. So, driven up about 3/4 of the way up this road. Keeps running along this ridge, and kind of over to that peak over there, and then just before it, and then you could take a trail past that. So, this is the area I plan on hunting. Some of these sloping fingers are kind of what I'm gonna focus on. Just stopped right here because it looks like a cool view. Go look around a little bit, see if I see anything, but rolling that way is the plan. Well, day one is in the books. Got most of the way up the road that I wanted to check out, which is good. Got some cool dudes that are gonna be elk hunting, so we exchanged info and gonna share intel if I see some elk or if they see some good mule deer. So that's cool. Kind of ran out of time today. It's gonna take me a while to get off this road, but yeah, all in all, a good and successful day. So get back to the camper safely, have a good night's rest. No rush tomorrow, as it's the day before season starts, but all in all, it was a win. Good morning. Don't mind me if I look a little disheveled. Getting my morning cup of joe in next to the river, in the lake, reservoir, whatever it is. And yeah, Gonna get after it today. Gonna go pull a trail camera. That's about a mile hike in if I go around the north end of the unit. It's been there for about a month soaking, so just kind of a random spot I decided to pick next to a wildflower glen. Then circle back around to the west and hit another OHV road that I feel like maybe doesn't get as much pressure because it doesn't look like it goes in as far, but still pretty remote area. And then come back to camp, get stuff packed up and organized, and then decide where to get onto the mountain at this afternoon and figure out where to glass from and hunt tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. Till then, reservoir views and coffee. Well, to say it's been an interesting afternoon is putting it mild. I was pretty rough on the truck last night trying to get off the mountain. It was a very rocky ridge road, and I'm running 3/4 ton, and I did not air down, so we're still running 60-ish PSI. And yeah, I wanted to get back, so I was a little rough on her, and man, I swear I heard a noise like a bolt or a piece of metal falling on the rocks, and when I was almost off the mountain, and like, don't see one, looked around on the ground, didn't see any metal, but my diff always makes some noise ever since I put my lift on. I just haven't taken it in to get tightened up yet, but it's nothing crazy. Just rattles a little bit, and I thought my diff was just rattling more, but I started making a different noise, started hearing a different noise, so I figure it could be getting damaged. And then today when I was driving up to come get this trail camera, my truck, stability wise, just felt like the tail end was all over the place and felt like it was riding rough, and I thought maybe, you know, I bulged a tire or something and it was wobbling, and so I pulled over. No damage to the tire. Checked my ball joints. Ball joints were intact. Couldn't really figure it out. Kept driving. Still kind of felt the same thing. When I got off the freeway, I pulled over again because it just felt like something wasn't right, and checked front end again, didn't see nothing. So I go to pull out, and I got my window down, and I could just hear it. It just feels like, it sounds like something grinding, and drive through the parking lot slow, and I can hear it, and I park again. I go look under the truck, and my rear shock on my passenger side, which faces forward, is just laying on the ground, the top end of it. And yeah, apparently the shock bolt rattled out or broke or something. So I tied it up, and luckily there was like a lumber store right down the road, so drove over there. They had a bolt that worked, so I got bolt and nut and some lock washers and tightened that thing back up. But we got on the road, but it was definitely inconvenience. But good news is, got up to the trail camera, pulled it. One, there's some elk on there. I don't have an elk tag for this unit, but there's some cow elk on there. And then this morning, about 5 hours before I grabbed it, I'll try to figure out how to put it in the video. Nice 4x4 was there 5 hours before me, about 9:30 in the morning. And he was on the trail cam a couple times. The other time he was there at night. So I on the way out there, there's a campground that's not dispersed, but boondock site. You can't book ahead of time. Can't reserve sites, and there's only about like 6 sites out there that can hold a trailer. But sure enough, there's one more left. It's gonna be a tight squeeze, but I asked the camp host, and he said I should be able to squeeze it in there. And then on top of that, he's like, you gotta occupy it. I was like, I don't have anything with me outside of some of my packs. So the guy was nice enough to let me borrow one of his camp chairs, so I'm really appreciative of that. But now I gotta do a 3-mile round trip, go get the camper, pull it back over, get set up, be ready for tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Should be a good hunt. I'm kind of happy, even though I gotta go move trailers and things like that. Like, I'm happy with how things have been going. No rush, no stress, just where the cards take me, I'm gonna go. So that's the plan. Gonna roll back and get this taken care of. So should be back here, I'm hoping by 6 to have the camper pulled in. Well, it's still light out, so fingers crossed. Alright, well, we're out here. Get it back over here. Just bumped a doe right there. Trying to hunt out in this meadow. Slowly creep in that way. The wind's kind of, thermals are still dropping. It's kind of blowing that way a little bit, so not ideal, but not the worst. This kind of circles around, so I should be able to, I should say this way, circles around. So I should still be dropping down across that meadow. There's nothing in the meadow. I'm on the edge. See what happens. I just tagged him. I don't know where I hit him, but he's hurting. I saw blood splatter everywhere, but I'll see. $82 yards. No idea where I hit him. I did see a lot of blood, but I think right on impact. Read the script. I thought he wasn't going to be here for a couple more hours. Something up above me too. He's not going down yet. He's hurting. Big fur. 1, 2, 3. 3 wet. Well, that happened fast. I really hope I made a good shot on him. So, you see like there's a couple dead sticks down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just up from that, I had a trail camera and I had that buck on it yesterday at 9:30. There's a hard-worn game trail that goes right through here, and there's like a little berm. You can see the line, but you can tell the animals use that. That's probably like 55 yards to those dead sticks. I was set up like 15 more yards over there by that dead tree, and I'm like, I'm gonna just scoot up to this spot so I have a better shooting advantage. Man, that buck just sneaked out on me, and I caught him maybe when he was about right here. Just trying to get my stuff situated. I was hoping he was gonna circle around and go through there, but he didn't. He just went like straight through those bushes right there and started taking that line. And he was just, once he got kind of out to there, he was just moving. And I even scooted down like another few feet to try to get a better shooting angle at him, and he was at 82 yards. I dialed to 85. He caught me moving and froze. But I want to say, like, that was, I saw like a gush of blood when I hit him. So I'm going to give him a little while, but since I know he's way over there, I'm going to walk down here and see if I can find my arrow. So I got out of here super late. Not super late. Later than I wanted to. Like right over here is this little town called Fulford. I think it's like one of those towns where like you gotta own a cabin and can't build anything new type places. And I'm coming up the road this morning, pitch black. And there's a minivan in the middle of the road. And you know, who knows what they're doing? Taking a break, want to wait till it gets a little bit lighter to keep driving. You know, who knows? But they're like in the middle of the road. So I barely squeaked by them. And then the light comes on, and the dude puts his flashers on. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck. I want to get out to where I'm supposed to go. But if it was me, I'd want somebody to stop and help me. So sure enough, dude had his wife and his, like, I don't know, 2-3-year-old daughter with him. And the dude had a flat tire, which then while he was changing the flat tire, his battery went dead. So tried disconnecting his battery real quick, see if maybe it was like a security thing. It wasn't, so turned around, jumped him. Was joking around to myself like, oh, those are good karma points, but apparently it was, as long as I can find this deer. But good morning. Happy about this. I'm gonna go down here, but beautiful morning, foggy, down on this bottom. Nobody is in the spot that I wanted to come out to. Deer read the script based off of what I saw him doing yesterday. And I'm assuming he did that because if you follow this road, it starts climbing. And there's probably like 4 or 5 campsites up there that I figured people would be in. And yesterday when I came by here, I heard people kind of like ripping around on either like an ATV or a dirt bike or something. And it's Labor Day weekend. So, man, praying. Thank God. Thank my wife. Thank the state of Colorado for just the beautiful places that we can go hunt. God made it all. My wife's been awesome about this year since I'm retiring from the Air Force. So, oh man, I hope I can find this deer. I'm gonna go try to find this arrow. Okay. So, I thought he was gonna come through here. No, sorry. I thought he was gonna feed around, come through here. But he ended up coming through there. Kind of see my gear tucked up in there. You see how it's foggy and kind of looking into the light. Couldn't really see what I was. And of course I left my rangefinder, so let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Pass through. Definitely got some meat on it. It's not necessarily good. Looks like some fat too, but definitely pushed some blood out of him. I don't know. Looks kind of bubbly. We'll have to see. Let's see what kind of blood I'm seeing after I hit him. Super dewy, so. I was able to videotape him. Where it went, so. I feel like I hit him back though. Man, you can't track nothing out here. Let my nerves calm down. Got the arrow marked. Got it on Onyx. I'm going to walk back to the truck and put some of my other stuff away. I brought a oh shit. I brought a tree saddle in here. So I didn't see that deer this morning. I was gonna try to hang one of these trees and sit up high on them this evening. So now I'm gonna go and carry that stuff back to the truck. Might go cruise. The road kind of circles back behind this. Might just go cruise that just to, if he's in there, maybe deter him from going any further back. So we'll do that. And then that video of him looks like he's definitely hurt up front, which is good. And it sounded like it went through bone. So let's go take the gear back and then we'll come back out. After I do that, that'll probably be a good hour since he's been hit, and then go from there. There's another buck up here. Going down. That doe that I bumped earlier is out there too. Bucks and a doe. 2 bucks and a doe. That front one wasn't bad. Almost out. I drive the road a little bit. See if I can see any blood and see if made that diesel noise. Keeps him bedded over there if he's still expiring. The tool. Gotta love when you still have a wrench in your pocket from earlier. You really need that to hunt deer. But everything helps. Let's get loaded up. All right, we're back at it. I went and drove over to try to get on the other side of this meadow. There's a little old, I don't know what kind of logging town, mining town, mountain town out here that there's a bunch of little cabins in it. Sorry, phone cut off. Freshy. So that town has a bunch of cabins in it. There's a 2-track road that you can get to from going through it that I've never checked out before, but that road would have took me back around to the other side. But it is small, and I tried to start going down it, and not made for 3/4 tons. So I'm going to walk back in here once I get kind of back out into this meadow. Start glassing around again just to see if for some reason it popped back out and isn't dead yet. But it's about a mile hike back in, and I know where he went into the tree line. So I'm gonna get back to my arrow and then go from there. So here we go. I'm walking back out here, and what I'll do is when I get back to my arrow, I'll range find, see exactly where the arrow was when I went through them. Like, no rangefinder. So now, I gotta figure out where I was and what I do with it. Let's in here. Moved over to here. Now I gotta look for this. Didn't see it. Bam! It's been an expensive loss. So back out to the arrow, and then over to these trees over there is where we went into the timber. So getting back to the arrow, put back in my quiver and start track on onyx. So it looks like he kept going this line and kind of circled around that dark spot over towards that rock. So that's the route we're gonna go. So I was standing over there, about to cross, and I'm like, look back at the video. I got based off these trees, it looks like it's this area. I don't see that. And then first blood I found here, here, here. Let's see how much more I find going across. So I went by those rocks, but I think he got a little bit closer. And now that I'm seeing kind of where he went, get more blood. So definitely got some blood here. It's not that much. I'm gonna go up here just a little bit of ways and sit down for a little bit. The last spot of blood was like right over there. Not great blood. The only thing you hope is I hit him high in the lungs. And he's drowning, but I don't see him coughing up any blood either. I'm gonna sit down here for a little while, get some time based off the blood. Not looking good. He pretty much side hilled and kind of climbed up, came over here, circled around. A bunch of blood going to right here. There's the lake right here. No blood on the logs, no blood over there. So, did he stop, not jump back out and go a different way? I don't know. So, I'm going to sit down here for a little while and think about it. So I ended up walking for about 2 hours tracking that deer drop by drop, and I think I might have kicked him out of his bed. I decided I was going to hunt the same spot this evening and hoping that the deer would come out to water. So this is walking in, getting ready to sit for the evening. She's so pretty. It's still a pretty awesome evening. Got to see this cow moose, and then she also had a little calf with her. She was trying to work down the drainage towards me, so she was a little standoffish, and I'm glad she was. Definitely got some rain, and then kind of moved my way back over to the same area that I was set up at in the morning. I ended up sitting the rest of the evening until dark. About 20 to 30 cow elk feed down out of the tree line into the meadow, and I didn't get a chance to see that deer again, but towards dark I did hear an ATV ripping around and a gunshot, even though it's not within season, and that deer was poached that evening. Mama Moose is back out. Can't tell if her little baby's behind her or not. It's day 2. I just slept in this morning and kind of drove around, cruised around some other areas just to check things out. Came back out here last night. It's about all those elk come out. Some yahoos, I don't remember if I said this or not, but some yahoos in there side by side came out across the other side of the field for recreation, so I kind of did it in for me. But it's the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. I figure a lot of people are probably pulling chocks and getting out of here, so I figure it'd be a good day to come back out and see if I can see that buck or not. But I'm kind of hanging off right now, off the edge. Sorry to pause. But down around this bend is where I was sitting at the other day. And the wind's coming. I'll show you this way, but thermals are still pulling uphill, so just kind of leaving it be for right now. But probably in the next half hour, I'm gonna start snaking my way up there. Hopefully, if it's not a lot of human disturbance and interaction around here, then maybe feed out right around dark. So until then, I'm just gonna hang out and watch the bull, watch the cow moose. Yep. Fingers crossed. I'm down here in the bottom, trying to play the thermals a little better. I got over that way is where I shot at that buck yesterday. It's the way I came in, so kind of right in the middle. Wait and see what happens. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, 2:15. I came out on a really backcountry mountain road. I haven't tried out yet, but woke up this morning. The old rich man's disease got its hands on me. I was having a gout flare up in my foot, and a lot of times it happens when I get dehydrated, which I've been having a hard time keeping up on staying hydrated. So popped some meds, starting to feel better. Definitely quieted down quite a bit out here with people. So pretty much decided I'm gonna come up a different route today, check out some different country, put some boots on the ground. So hiking down a old, looks like it used to be a snowmobile trail that they blocked off, but looks like now maybe a mile hike to get out to what looks like some hills that I can glass. That might be a good spot to set up and hunt for the afternoon. Then I could just take my time tonight trying to get off the mountain, because it's probably gonna be a good hour drive, but I'm gonna go just check this out and see what it looks like. Definitely an accessible road, but not one probably a lot of people aren't going to go down unless they got side by side. So didn't see any other vehicles coming up here, which is good. So hike in and see what this area is all about. Got out to where we wanted to be. I got this meadow here. There's a lot of this tall brush, and I came in over on this side from the ridge top up there, snaked down, but over here there's like this rock outcropping that gives me a little vantage point, so I get anything coming through there. If I spot it early enough, I can scoop back and let anything feed out of there, and then anything feed in this way. So I feel like it's a good spot. My wind's blowing direct
unless it's feeding in from that side. I still got the other 3 covered. We're gonna sit here and hang out. It's gonna be a long, dark night getting out of here, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Well, I ended up moving spots. That wind was blowing this way, but it's variable, both east and west. I was sitting on the edge of this like little hill island in the middle of this, literally, just like this prairie meadow edge surrounding this little island. So now the wind's blowing this way, and I have a lot more view here. So I think it's a better spot overall. Sit back and relax and enjoy nature for a little while till we get to those witching hours. So, wish me luck.
Truck at the trailhead, and then obviously there's some more people at the end of the world. Again, a couple miles. These people are all gunning. Right on my luck. Going to I guess over here. There's a road on the other side of that little hill right there. There's the road. Getting where the campground is. But it's pretty steep hillside. Not really accessible. It is, but I don't want to. So this road kind of takes you around to the back, and super thick timber, so might be a good spot to check out. So I'm gonna head out, hopefully put some eyes on some animals this afternoon. Pretty rough road getting in here. So more than likely I'll be sleeping in my truck this evening, and then hitting this up again tomorrow morning. So, current game plan, see how it plays out. Off we go. Snakes up on a game trail. There's a big field over there that I was walking through, but where I was originally gonna get set up, or the direction I was gonna get set up, there's 2 bow hunters walking out. So I found this little side meadow. It's kind of a transition area. There's more meadow over here. So my hope is animals are gonna feed through here and then feed on up. So hopefully I'll catch some crossing, or maybe even kind of snaking through this field edge type stuff. So my wind's kind of blowing this way,
the timber a little bit, so it's going to be even better as the night goes on. So, see what happens. It's the first time seeing the bull. Holy shit. There's 2 deer out there, but they're kind of already out in the open. I don't know if I can drop down or not without making too much noise. I can try. I guess I'll let them live to be hunted another day.
It's my moose friend. I don't know where her boyfriend is. They've been covering some ground this morning since I saw them last. Well, this morning, and I drugged my feet to get out of bed. Almost talked myself into not going out, but if I'm up here, I might as well be for something. So, this mom and her baby went. So, drug myself out there, and we saw those deer. Funny enough, I keep telling myself that's probably a morning spot, and outside of opening in the morning, I haven't gone back there. So today kind of confirmed that. It might be an evening spot too, but that first evening that I sat there was when I think those guys were poaching with rifles and probably shot something over there because they were hooting and hollering and cheering, and nothing came out from where those deer go into the tree line on the other side of that creek bottom marsh area field. So heading back to camp. Kind of sucks. If I was probably there a little bit earlier, then I probably could have closed the distance a little bit more, but where I was at and compared to where they were already crossing, there's no way that they weren't going to see me moving along that timber line, and I've been way too noisy trying to get into the timber and circling around. Still wouldn't have been effective, or didn't have the time for it. So I think tonight I'll probably check wind, and then if it's decent, I might sit on the other edge of that field. We'll still walk in on the same side, but sit on that other edge. And if nobody's hunting, it's Thursday, it's archery, muzzleloader doesn't open until Saturday. I mean, there's a chance they feed out that same direction, come back out that same way. So depending on the wind, might try that out. This squirrel. This squirrel is a mushroom freak. He's been picking mushrooms all day. Just sitting here at camp enjoying the campfire. I don't know where her boyfriend is, but she needs to call him on over. I think that pretty much calls it for this trip. Slept in the truck last night. Came in this morning, quiet. Sat a little bit closer to where I shot the first buck from, instead of down in the bottom with my ghillie suit, and kept checking the windows fine, but man, just coming back up the trail and just past that down logged over there. I look up and I see a little black bear coming through, as little as young. Not saying I wouldn't have shot it, but I wasn't ready to. Almost had enough time to get ready, but he scampered across the creek, and I'll see where he went. So looked up in the trees. He didn't climb a tree, but it's a trifecta or quadfecta scene. Elk, mule deer, moose, now black bear. So good units, being managed well. But morning hunt's over. Saw a spike bull. That was it. So originally I was set up kind of the front of that bush, my ghillie suit on, because what they have been doing, so I was set up there, is feeding down here and then circling around. But once the sun started hitting me, I snuck over and sit next to that old fir tree right there. But didn't see nothing else. Trying to steal my arrow. Anyways, gonna head back to the truck and do a little looking at the map, and then probably find a spot to hike into. Alright, I kind of decided based off of how many people I was seeing, I was like, go check out some new area. So definitely some drier, oak brush, sagebrush area, but Up ahead, it seems like it's greening up a little bit, getting a little higher in elevation, so should go cruise this for a little while and see kind of what it looks like, and if it looks promising, then maybe hike it a little bit. If not, then go check out another spot. And a new spot. Ran into some guys that are elk hunting. Tell them where I've been seeing those elk. They recommended this spot to me. It's about a mile hike in. Not too bad. The only problem is we got moo cows up here. So maybe they all feed off and get out of here soon. We'll see. Gonna hang out here till evening. Stampede. Well. It is the 22nd of September. It's gonna be my final weekend going out and trying to get after these muleys. Pretty warm today, but just trying to make my way through Denver and over the pass on 70. Seems like on Friday, regardless of what time it is, thousands of people seem to be exiting the city into the mountains, but give it another go this weekend. I've had quite a few sits and multiple weekends and 8-day trip at the beginning of the month, and seen mule deer and seen moose and bear and elk, but haven't closed the deal yet, so fingers crossed. This will be a good weekend and I'll be successful. I have some soft info. The last place that I went last weekend, when I was walking out, there's a guy and his adult son were elk hunting together, muzzleloader, and they had kind of pointed me in direction where they saw a good mule deer in that area. Not that I expected to be right in the same spot, but go try to hunt that area. There you go, kind of poke around over there this evening and see if we can turn anything up. But I probably got another 2 hours and some change of driving, maybe longer if traffic continues like this, but it's a nice day. Just cruising to some tunes and trying not to let the traffic get to me, but yeah, excited for the weekend. Set up for the night. I'll kind of show you where we're at, but parked kind of down the mountain over here. Kind of circled around and dropped up this ridge. And then this kind of is level and creeps up a little bit. Wind's blowing this way. Or I should say more like that. So got a couple lanes I can shoot in if a deer comes through, and then back behind me to use the ridge line. So you sit here till dark and see if anything comes through. "60 yards from my truck, and I just bumped a huge deer right here." Just bumped deer number 2 right behind me.
this new regrowth. He kind of downed off over the edge, so it's like a grassy area right here. I'm just gonna sit here. My wind's still pulling down, kind of in the middle. So hoping something will feed up and bed down over here this morning. Out with their calf.
Dang, boy, what you been eating?